presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Ohio.
For 7 innings, the Indians had control of the game behind Corey Kluber. Then, with one swing of the bat, Oakland showed their late-inning magic, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat with their Major League high 7th walk-off win of the season. Can the Indians' offense find a way to shake out of its prolonged slump and lead the Indians to a win today and avoid being swept by the Oakland A's? Find out next on Sports Time Ohio. Another spectacular afternoon here in Oakland, California, where today the Indians will try to avoid being swept at the hands of the Oakland A's in the series finale here at the Coliseum. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Since baseball's earliest days, it has always been a game where fans have debated the move of the manager. Long before the advent of the internet and sports talk radio, they would gather outside the stadiums and they would debate. They'd get into fistfights over what he should have done. And it doesn't matter, Rick, if your name's Ken Aspromonte or Terry Francona. Every guy who sat in the dugout and pushed the buttons gets second guess.
And it happened last night, as a matter of fact. You sent Kluber out for the 8th, and it was a fastball away. Matt Chapman hit his first home run off Kluber in his first at-bat, and he ends up doubling up, and he brings in Andrew Miller after that. He walks the man, and then it comes down to Brian Shaw. When your bullpen does not get the outs you expect them to get, and they've gotten all year, and, bad things happen. They end up with a walk-off win. They're 7th. They lead all of baseball with walk-off wins, and it was a heartbreaking loss for the Indians.
Here's Tito after the game on why he made the moves.
I thought he was pitching good, and there's no walks, and he still felt good. His first pitch home run, that's, that about killed me, but when he's feeling good like that, he was still, everything was still working. He wasn't up with it, wasn't losing the count. Wanted to get to the leadoff hitter for Andrew, kind of maybe set up not only that inning but the next, in one pitch, all of a sudden it's a different game.
So Tito explaining why he stayed with Corey Kluber, but again, it's one of those situations where when the bullpen doesn't do its job, it leaves him open to all the second guessing.
I know it, but when you have Corey Kluber as a starter, it's hard to second guess him. The way he goes out there and pitches, I don't care if it's the 8th inning or not. Kluber has his stuff. I send him out there. It's no big deal. You have to score more runs. You have to add on. There's always things you can talk about. It's a loss. They've got to turn the page, and they've got to win one today before they go across the other side of the bay for tomorrow.
All right, we'll be back with the first pitch from the Coliseum in Oakland coming up next. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Nature Stone, the only concrete solution. Going to be a warm one today here in Oakland. And not a cloud in sight as the Indians and the A's wrap up the series here today. And for the Tribe, looking for some offense, in particular at the top of the order where the Indians have a new leadoff man. And for more on that, we go downstairs to Andre.
There is a new leadoff man for the Cleveland Indians in Brandon Guyer. It's something that he's done before. He's hit 12 home runs in that spot. This will be the 95th time that he's done it in his career. But for Guyer, it's been an up-and-down rocky season with being on the DL and being injured. But with the next three starters lefties, this is a big start for Brandon Guyer and this team's offense. In today's Hear Right Sounds of the Game, he talks about the importance of finding a rhythm.
It's a work in progress. Felt pretty good when I first came off the DL because I was getting, at bats every day in Columbus and stuff. But at the same time, it's kind of what I've been doing the past couple of years. Basically, my whole career is having, going stretches, not playing, stuff like that. So it's nothing new. It's something I'm used to, and I'm always up for the challenge.
So Brandon Guyer ready to lead it off for the Tribe. Here's the rest of the starting lineup brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor in the 2-hole. Michael Brantley will bat third. Then it's Edwin Encarnacion, Jose Ramirez, and Carlos Santana. Bottom third, Roberto Perez. Abe Almonte gets the start in center field. And Giovanni Urshela is at third base, batting ninth with Jose Ramirez over there at second. We're underway as Sean Manaea, the left-hander, delivers. And a first ball bouncer to second. Jed Lowry throws out Guyer, and there's one quick out.
Sean Manaea is our Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher for the A's. Manaea, his last 10 starts have been very good. 6-2 and a 295 earned run average. He's 2-0 against the Indians in his career. And he can be tough to pick up. His last start against the Indians this year, 7 innings, just 3 hits, 1 run allowed. It was a home run to Francisco Lindor.
Frankie steps in 0 for the series. I beg your pardon. He had 1 hit in the opener, so he's 1 for 8. Takes a strike. He was 0 for 4 last night. And that's been a problem for the Indians overall as a team right now. The Indians went into the All-Star break on somewhat of a roll offensively. Second best team batting average in the American League in the month of July. They were hitting .293. But so far in this series, they've batted .142 as a team. Now the 0-2. And a bouncing ball to third, backhanded by Chapman. He steps and throws, and Lindor beats it out by a whisker. And it's a 1-out infield single for Cleveland.
That little bobble by Chapman cost him. He went on the backhand side. If he could have caught it and got rid of it right then and there, he might have had a chance. But that one little bobble you're going to see. He double clutched. Had a little tough time in the transfer. That enabled Lindor to beat it out. So it'll be a base hit for Frankie and a 1-out single.
Yeah, he almost lost the ball completely, didn't he?
Third straight day, their first hit has not left the infield. It's
right now they'll take him any way they can get him.
Absolutely. Anytime you get a base runner, get on base. This guy's tough. He's only given up 8 home runs on the year.
And that's only the 80th hit he's given up in his 93 innings of work. I know you have to take into consideration walks as well, but I always figure if a guy's given up significantly fewer hits than innings pitched, he's doing something right. And usually he's having a good year.
Yeah,
but it's rare. You don't see a lot of guys here. Usually right about even, or maybe they've given up quite a few more hits than innings pitched.
Anytime you're under hits per innings pitched, that's very good. This guy has been tough on left-handers, and this is the only lefty he's going to face in the lineup today. 164 batting average against lefties.
.3-0. So Brantley patiently waiting him out, and now he's in the driver's seat. Lindor can just kind of sit tight over there at first base. Keep the hole open for Brantley. And there he finds the strike zone.
See if he comes back, I would think, with a good fastball. Fastball away, 3-1.
Brantley 1 out of 6 in the series. His hit came in the first inning last night. Another one of those hits that didn't leave the infield. It was right up the gut. Caught the inside corner and a full count.
All right, Michael take it all away. Make him going to throw 3 in a row. There's Sarabal giving the signs. Don't know. Don't think they'll send Lindor here on a full count with the left-hander. Not that he has a good move or anything, but he's certainly capable of striking you out. He has 93 strikeouts on the year.
Lindor goes, and a bouncing ball foul.
Well, there's the thing. I mean, even the jump he got, you're not going to get one of your middle infielders to move. So right there, Tito's banking that Brantley's going to put it in play. Because really, it was not a good jump. He was just making sure that he's going home with the ball.
And 3-2, Lindor not running, and a double play ball. Taylor made. Inning over, the A's are coming to bat. And the Oakland A's starting lineup for manager Bob Melvin, brought to you by Hankook Tires. Matt Joyce leading it off, followed by Marcus Semien. Yonder Alonso with 21 home runs on the year, bats third. Chris Davis had the game winner last night in the cleanup spot. Jed Lowry, then Ryan Healy. Matt Chapman moves up in the order. Jacob Brugman gets his first start in the series, and Josh Phegley batting ninth.
Trevor Bauer will be the Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher. Trevor 7-7. It's been about 11 days since his last start, but he made probably one of his better starts of the year against Oakland back on May 30th. He went 7 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, but he only walked one. He struck out career high 14 guys in that ball game. And in his career, 1-1 against Oakland. He started 2 games in this ballpark in his career, and he is 0-1, but he's pitched well here.
Matt Joyce steps in. He's 1 for 7 in the series. And Bauer delivers a fastball that is fouled back. In the dirt, and a count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hard hit bouncer, and it's into right field for a leadoff single.
Check out the Indians defense, brought to you by Ram. Looks like this. It'll be Brantley in left, Almonte in center, Geyer over in right. Urshela gets to start at third today. Lindor at short. Ramirez is at second. Santana at first, with Perez doing the catching.
Laz Diaz ball behind the plate. There's Jeff Nelson, the crew chief, at first. Corey Blazer at second. Doug Eddings down at third. Marcus Semien hitless in 7 trips in the series. Swings at the first pitch, and Oakland showing a very aggressive approach here early against Bauer.
Oakland with 11 hits, now 12 hits. That was just their 4th single in this series. They have 5 home runs, 3 doubles, a triple, and now 4 singles. So the long ball has really paid dividends for him in the first 2 games of this series.
Fouled right back. 1-2. You know, you don't think of the Coliseum as being a launching pad, but our man Bo Chapman tells us that Oakland has now hit the 4th most homers in all of baseball. Only the Brewers, Yankees, and Dodgers have homered more at home than Oakland.
Yeah, that's why their record is what it is at home. They play much better here than they do on the road.
Yeah, they're 5 games over 500 here, and a woeful 15-29 on the road.
Well, usually now the ball should carry a little bit better today in the day games than it does at night as well.
Oh, that's a perfect pitch, and it wasn't called. That, So Semien has new life, and a 3-2 is halted for a moment as Bauer tried to catch Joyce napping. He's only stolen 2 out of 3 on the year. Not really a guy, even though he is in the leadoff spot, that's going to be anxious to take off. Though with a 3-2 count, he may be moving. We'll see. He is, and it's high, ball 4. And the A's have 2 on to start the game.
Well, right now, Trevor, gather yourself. He made a really good 2-2 pitch that wasn't called. He had to work it out and go to the 3-2, so he ends up walking them. So now they have the first 2 on and still looking for that first out. Love a ground ball double play.
Alonso. With 2 on and nobody out. Takes a curveball inside, ball 1. Alonso homered in the series opener, but he drew the key leadoff walk in the bottom of the 9th against Andrew Miller last night. Came around to score on the game-winning homer by Chris Davis. That curveball is in there for a strike, and the count evens up. Alonso has actually been in a slump of late. Last 28 games, he's batted under 200, but he has drawn 17 walks to try and offset that a little bit. And the 1-2 pitch is down and in.
Nothing but the breaking ball. Steady diet of breaking balls to Alonso. Bauer knows he's a good fastball hitter, and Trevor a lot of confidence, and that's his go-to pitch with runners on base, is that curveball.
Alonso is DHing today. Significant, I guess, if not for the fact that all 21 of his home runs that he's hit this year have come when he has been in the lineup as a first baseman. Up high, full count. And the last A's first baseman to hit more than 21 homers in a year was Jason Giambi back in 01, when he hit 32 of his 38 as a first baseman in the lineup.
Well, Trevor has to throw a strike now. Again, his second straight 3-2 count. I'm thinking it's going to be a curveball again.
And the payoff is hit foul.
Came back with the heater.
And that fastball was above the belt, but Alonso did well to get to it and foul it away. He lives for another pitch. Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming up in. Bauer really having to work hard here right out of the gate. 2 on, nobody out. And the 2 biggest home run hitters in the A's lineup, Alonso and then Chris Davis to follow. Once again, the 3-2 pitch, and he struck him out. There's a good fastball, and Alonso could not catch up to it. 1 down.
Give Trevor credit, boy. He came right back and threw him 3 straight fastballs. He didn't mess around. Once he got to that full count, he realized, I got to get this hitter, and he just went power. And he gets the first out, coming on a strikeout. So good job. And now they're talking about the signs out there. With Joyce out on second base and seeing a number of the signs. So they're getting on the same page. Lindor going to relay it to his infielders.
Chris Davis. Both of his hits in the series came last night. He looks at a breaking ball, strike 1. That was on a 3-2 pitch in the bottom of the 9th. Tried to get him to chase the high fastball, but he lays off 1-1. He has shown a real penchant for chasing bad pitches in the series. And even when they saw him back in Cleveland. It's almost like if you can get ahead of him,
bingo,
then you don't have to really throw him strikes.
That's the key, getting ahead of him. You get ahead of him, and then he will expand his zone because he doesn't give in. he tries to hit homers on everything.
And he's done a pretty good job of that. Again, he lays off that high fastball, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, his philosophy: swing hard in case you hit it, because and he does. And he has exceptional power the other way, right where he hit that home run yesterday on that 3-2 cutter from Shaw. He stays on it, and not all that big, but he has great power.
And watching him, you know, in his approach and his setup, you see he keeps his hands pretty close to his body. And I was listening to David Ortiz. He was talking about Aaron Judge at the All-Star break. He said if you watch Aaron Judge's swing, he keeps his hands close to his body so he can stay inside the ball, and that's why he has such great power to all fields.
Well, for a big guy too, with the long arms, because you can have a tendency to, you know,
get out and you're looping it.
Exactly, casting at it.
Well, he's put himself in a real pickle now. Bases loaded with only one out. Bauer has walked a pair. And now Jed Lowry. It's one of those good news, bad news deals. I think if you're watching this game and you're thinking, oh man, he doesn't look real sharp. Well, if you're Trevor Bauer, the two guys that can really hurt you right now are Alonso and Davis. They're the big bats that boom the ball out of the park. So he strikes out Alonso. Once he fell behind Davis, there's no reason to give in to him, not in the first inning, if he can execute his pitches to the guys behind him. Well, if he can't, then all that goes out the window.
Right now, Lowry is a better hitter, though, with guys in scoring position. You know, he may not be able to hurt you with the long ball as much, but the guy following him can. Healy, if he gets that far.
Lowry and Healy, though, combined 0 for 13 so far in the series. Well, here we go. Bauer with a curveball and a beauty in there for strike one. Swung and fouled right back. Boy, Lowry had his fastball. It was there. He looked like he was waiting for it. But instead of doing damage with it, he fouls it harmlessly back to the screen. It's almost like a personal defeat, I think, if you're a hitter sometimes. You're there, you're right on it, everything seems and feels good, and then you look back and say, how did I miss that?
Well, that's a good pitch to try and elevate and hit in the air to get a run home, but he just didn't hit it. He didn't
swung on it and missed. He got him with a curveball, and that's out number 2. Good high heater, set up that breaking ball nicely.
Well, he started him off with a curveball as well to get strike one and get ahead of him. He had his fastball to hit, but fouled it off here and comes right back with the curveball, so wastes no time. Gets a second out and now a chance to get out of this inning.
And with 2 down, Ryan Healy, the batter.
Right now it's a 26 pitch inning.
Ooh. But we've seen that from Trevor, especially early in games. Oh, another nice first pitch curveball. That one just shaving the outside part of the dish.
Well, he's had to go into his mode where he has to protect and throw great pitches right from the very first pitch in the first inning.
Fastball fouled away. And Bauer ahead 0-2. .88 degrees our game time temperature, but honestly, it feels warmer than that. drive in the alley, base hit. That'll get Joyce home. Here comes Semien, and it's a 2-out, 2-run single for Ryan Healy, and Oakland strikes first.
Well, and 2 strikes. He went with a fastball, but really too good of a pitch right here. When you're ahead in the count, he wanted it off the plate. That ball comes back onto the dish, and Healy stayed on it and takes it the other way for a 2-out base hit, and that one hurts.
Chris Davis also made it to third. So at the corners with 2 away and a 2-0 lead for Oakland. And now the red-hot Matt Chapman, who last night hit his first career major league home run, part of a 3-for-3 night in which he had a double and 2 homers. Up and in, ball 1. Chapman in the series has doubled, he has tripled, and he's hit the 2 home runs. He was really struggling at the plate coming into the series. But boy, he
was 3 for 27 coming in, and he had 3 hits last night, scored 3 runs, 3 extra base hits. He's really had a good series. Game 1 of the series, you remember that ball out that bounced in front of the plate on a wild pitch. He scored from third.
Bob Melvin really likes Chapman's, if you want to call it baseball IQ, because when he scored on that play, he said, you know, I knew there were 2 outs, there were 2 strikes. I was thinking he's going to bounce a breaking ball here, and if he does, I'm going to go. What do you always say? Anticipate the ball in the dirt. He did, and he scored. You don't see that from a lot of young players, rookies.
Well, if you're thinking of situations, that's exactly what you do after every pitch. You reset your mind on what's going on. Especially when you're out there, if you can get home and you get a read, then that takes the guessing out of it. You don't need a coach. You're your own coach because you're expecting that to happen. You just react.
The 2-2 popped up, foul, out of play. And this will be the 35th pitch of the inning now for Bauer coming up.
Yeah, he wants that 0-2 pitch back again to Healy. That way he should have just showed him a fastball off the plate to see if he wanted to swing and went back to his curveball, but he just got too much of the plate. These are the kind of innings that take you from going 7 innings in a game. Your first inning out and you're between 35 and 40 pitches. And another 3-2 count. And you certainly don't want to spot Sean Manaea anything, because the way he's been pitching and the way he's pitched against the Indians, he's going to be tough.
Ryan Healy, the runner at first base, will be off on the 3-2 pitch, and it's ball 4. Wow. 3rd walk of the inning, and they're reloaded.
I wouldn't surprise to see somebody up in that bullpen now.
Well, Dan Otero is going to get loose.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. They were getting loose.
Well, back on Friday night, we're talking about that wild pitch.
Watch, it doesn't get away that far from Gomes. Gomes looked and then realized he's coming, and it was a little too late. Had a tremendous jump. Watch the jump. He sees it go in it, and once he did, he just started his engines and kept right on going. Really a heads-up play. Now Mickey Callaway trying to talk to Bauer. 3 walks in the inning. The 2 outs he has are strikeouts. He's given up 2 hits. And this is the way that the Indians did not want to start today.
The batter is Jacob Brugman. Brugman, another rookie, making his major league debut this year with the A's. Down low. He has not been feeling well lately. I think he was battling a bout with the flu. Bases loaded, 2 out, 2-0.
Well, 18 strikes and 20 balls out of the 38 pitches for Trevor Bauer. 4 full counts in the inning, but the big blow has not been the full counts. It's the 0-2 base hit.
I mean, that one pitch has changed the whole complexion of this inning because he was 1 strike away from getting out of it, leaving the bases loaded, and he's in the dugout under 30 pitches. And now he's about to make his 40th pitch of the inning. And again, he's behind in the count. Foul back.
Well, there you get a look. 18 balls, 22 strikes.
Up high, another full count. Boy, is this amazing.
Well, I'm Trevor. You better not walk him because he may not be around after this hitter.
The 42nd pitch of the inning with everybody moving. And a foul ball. Jacob Brugman, an Arizona native, was originally drafted by the Yankees coming out of high school, but it was in the 39th round. He said no thanks. Went to BYU. And then was a 17th round pick of the A's back in 2013. Again, the runners go on the 3-2 pitch. And a line drive single into left field. Davis scores. Here comes Ryan Healy. It's another 2-out, 2-run single, and it's a 4-run first for Oakland.
Yeah, just looking away, gets the pitch away, and gets the job done.
Well, Terry Francona talking it over with Brad Mills.
He's done.
And that's going to be it for Trevor Bauer.
I don't blame him.
A high fastball, and Brugman got on top of it. Didn't try to do too much, just lined it the other way. And Bauer cannot get out of the first inning here this afternoon.
One of the worst starts we've ever seen from Trevor Bauer. That's for sure.
Well, the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made. Dan Otero coming on when we come back. On with 2 out, and the new pitcher is Dan Otero as Trevor Bauer equals the shortest outing of his career, going just 2/3 of an inning here today. Josh Fegley will be the batter, the 9th man to hit in the inning. Otero, no stranger to these situations, in particular when it comes to relieving Trevor Bauer in the first inning. And a first pitch strike. You recall a year ago in the American League Championship Series, Bauer with the lacerated finger tried to give it a go, but couldn't, and Otero came in the first inning and did a phenomenal job. This time a little different, though, because the horses are out of the barn already, so to speak, with 4 runs in. And the Indians staring down the gauntlet of a potential sweep with Oakland's big lefty on the hill, spotting him 4 early. That's worst case scenario if there is one.
Yes, it is.
High fly ball, right field, playable for Geyer. And that'll end the inning. Oakland strikes for 4, and they jump out to the early lead.
In left field, Brugman in center. It'll be Joyce over in right. It'll be Chapman at third, Simeon at short. Lowry is at second, Healy at first, Bigley behind the plate.
Edwin Encarnacion leading it off, and it takes a strike.
See, Hamanea, he was sitting in that dugout quite some time. I'm sure he had to do a little bit of stretching. And, you know, in this ballpark, you're not around your clubhouse where you can go in, so he had to do it right out in the dugout. Try and stay loose, but we'll see if it has any effect. But he's, I'm sure, certainly happy to see 4 on the board in the first inning.
Fouled back. Arch, this is good. Bo gave us another good note here. And I know you're going to remember this. The last time Bauer had a game this bad
was it Chicago?
Was in Chicago. Remember, it was the game
Doubleheader.
he was pitching out of the stretch and we couldn't figure out what he was doing.
He was just called up from AAA.
Yeah.
And he left right after the game. I mean, after that first start and went back.
Down on strikes goes Edwin Encarnacion. He gave up 5 runs in that game in 2/3 of an inning to start. And the Indians eventually rallied back and won that game by a final score of 19-10 against Chicago.
Longest doubleheader in history right there. Those 2 games we played then, I do remember that. with, I think, an hour or so rain delay in between.
You remember that, but where'd you leave your car keys? Up high, and Ramirez has a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Yeah, it's amazing what sticks into your brain.
Perfect pitch, outside edge.
Nice little change up there.
And down on strikes goes Ramirez. Boy, so much for the layoff causing Minaya any problems. Wayside storylines. The early response has not come about.
Well, they're going to have to make one, though, and score some runs, and zeros the rest of the way.
Matt Chapman certainly having himself a breakout party in this series, but in his first at bat, he drew a walk and was stranded at third. Out of play. Oakland has done a great job, really. You go back, say, the last, gosh, I guess almost 20 years now, of finding young talent, whether it's developing them themselves or acquiring young unknowns through trades, and then the next thing you know, they've got a good young player, but their problem has always been keeping those guys. So getting Matt Chapman here and giving him an opportunity, that's been their strong suit. And then a lot of times they'll end up, when that guy gets a few years, they trade him, spin him off, and get some more prospects.
That's the way Oakland does it here.
Slow chopper up the middle. And the Indians go quietly here in the second. And it's Oakland 4, Cleveland nothing. And they'll start all over again. They went 1 through 9 in the first, scoring 4 times. So Matt Joyce leading off once again. Dan Otero got the final out of the first. He'll stay on and go as long as he can to try and help out the pitching staff today.
It's certainly going to be a bullpen game.
Otero still a favorite here in Oakland. He remembered fondly by the fans and the media. We covered him when he pitched for the A's.
Yeah, and he had a couple of nice years here. They used him plenty with that sinker baller, and then one year had a tough year, and the next thing you know, he was gone. So, but he knows his role. He's very good at it.
Yeah, Oakland tinkering with their bullpen once again after last night's game. They pulled off a trade. A guy who pitched in each of the first 2 games of the series is now gone, Ryan Madsen. And also Sean Doolittle, the left-hander, traded to the Washington Nationals, who, boy, they had some bullpen problems.
Yeah, they should have traded that sign with him because he's going east. You're right. They
were up 10-0 last night and had to hold off a late charge from Cincinnati. It was a 10-7 final. Today, not as many problems. They win 14-4 over the Reds.
Look at Urshela.
Can't see it. Never saw it. It almost hit him.
I'm telling you, this is one of the toughest sun fields around. We talked about it last night.
He was looking for help, but
you know what? Remember last night we had a couple of shots of clouds, and I said, but in day games, if you come out here and you look up into he's looking at the catcher looking for help. That almost hit him. This
he was in the right spot.
He has glasses down. He tried to use his glove. He knew where it went up, but he didn't see it come down. This is one tough sun field. Look at that. Try to pick up a baseball out of that sky. Awfully hard to do.
Well, it would be a lot easier if that was the view you were looking at as an outfielder. But when you flip that around, there's a ball in the gap.
There you go. That's just the way it's going today.
Brantley cuts it off. Joyce going for second. Here's the throw in, and they got him. Nice play by Michael Brantley. And Matt Joyce is erased, trying to stretch that single into a double.
Yeah, Brantley with a nice throw. And Joyce, I don't know why he continued to go because he was slow going around first base. You got to pick up the baseball. He just thought it was going to be a double or it got by it. Michael cuts it off, and after he takes about 4 or 5 steps, still made the throw. And he was thrown out by plenty. Look at the slide. He's coming in. It just basically fell.
So 1 out for Marcus Semien. And a line drive. Almost an instant replay. Here goes Brantley again into the gap, backhands it. He's going for 2. They challenge him again, and this time Semien was a little faster than Joyce is in there safely.
He sure is. It was almost, you're right, another replay. But he was able to kick it in gear and get into second base. Yeah, that foot speed between first and second much quicker by Semien than Joyce.
And I think Brantley had a few more strides, a little deeper route to get to it as well.
Yeah, had a longer throw, you're right.
He has 5 steals. He hasn't been caught yet, so he definitely has some quicks.
Well, you see, he kicked it into gear after he picked it up, and you see, Michael had to backhand that ball as compared to the other one.
Can you imagine how embarrassing that would have been if he'd have been thrown out on back-to-back plays? You wouldn't have wanted to go back to the dugout. Yonder Alonso struck out in the first. Takes ball 1. You know, you were talking about the outfielders here, and I mean, you played here, and I remember just going out shagging fly balls, you know, here years ago. When you're in the outfield and you're looking back, the sun, because, you know, you heard, who was Andre talking to? Was it Frankie Lindor was talking about the third deck here is very low compared to a lot of stadiums. So there is a whole lot of sun glare that those guys are looking straight into on any ball hit in the air today.
And you're looking directly into the sun now. On these games. That's why you need help from all over the field. It's up there, it's high. It's almost like if it's high enough, your eyes will start watering because you're looking up.
Exactly right. You're hoping.
And they say, well, the glasses, the sunglasses, they don't help, man. I mean, you can take you can't look into the sun.
No. You just hope like heck that you get one of those balls where you can run it off to the side.
Well,
because if you have to look straight up.
Put your glove up with the sunglasses and you hang with it.
And you hope it pops out at some point.
Well, it will eventually, but how long can you look up into it?
Alonso putting up a good at bat here, down on the count, fighting them off. Elsewhere in the American League Central today, Houston is beating Minnesota 5-2 in the 8th. Every other team in the division is in a tie ball game. KC and Texas 3-3 in the 8th. White Sox and Mariners 6-6 in the 8th. Tigers and Blue Jays 5-5 in the 10th. Slow chopper to second base. And Jose Ramirez will take care of Alonso. 2 down. Semien moves over to third. T-Mobile Unlimited baseball break. Here's that trade we talked about earlier. And we'll bring in Andre. I mean, this is just kind of business as usual for the Oakland A's, isn't it?
That's exactly what it is, Matt. I had the chance to hear a little bit from Billy Beane. The one thing I took from hearing him talk a little bit before the game is he's like a lot of other general managers. He remembers, or presidents, he remembers guys that they weren't able to get. And the guys they got from the Nationals are guys that he had. Luzardo, the left-handed pitcher, he had him as a guy that he thought was a first-round pick. He's had some injuries. He thinks he can help him out and possibly be a closer down the line. He just believes in these young guys, and this is how they have to do things in Oakland. He loves Sean Doolittle. The one thing he said is Doolittle's story is great, and it's what the A's are about. But he felt like this was a time to strike for the Oakland A's to go ahead and make these moves.
Also dump some payroll as well.
Yeah. Well, he didn't say that.
I know. He doesn't have to, because that's what they do every year.
They do, but they have a lot of prospects, and he talked about what Chapman did last night, and they just think that they're building something the right way, as they always do out here.
I'll say this too for the Oakland fanatics who do come here and support the team. The faces may change, but they stay behind their guys. A scoreless second for Dan Otero, but it's still 4-0 Oakland.
It's the oral shell game, folks.
Terry Francona and his club down early, 4-0. As we go to the third, bottom third of the order coming up here, Roberto Perez will lead it off. And look, this isn't pointing fingers at the guys who were in the lineup today, but you look down there, Roberto's hitting a $178. Abraham Almonte's been out most of the year. He's hitting 8 today. Gio Urshela has 5 at-bats in the big leagues this year. It begs the question, Rick, as we get closer to the trading deadline, if you're in Chris Antonetti and Mike Chernoff's shoes, we've all looked at the pitching side of things and think, should they try to upgrade by getting another starter? Do you add a bullpen arm? You have to really wonder if it's with the absence of Lonnie and Kip, and if they're going to be out for an extended period of time, is that the way they look to try and maybe add another bat to the lineup?
That's a good question. I don't know how long those guys are going to be out. I mean, you know, certainly some of these guys, Urshela probably wouldn't be here if, you know, if we were healthy and everything is normal. Well, hard to say.
You hate to put pressure on one guy, but talking to Terry Francona about this yesterday, he didn't say Brandon Guyer was the main guy, but Guyer's a guy he said they have to get hot. They need him to play like he did in the second half last year to carry them a little bit at least.
But they say that because we're going to face left-handers the next 2 days after today as well.
Right.
You know, but he probably won't even play if they were healthy against right-handers.
Well, with the situation as is, when Chiz is going to be out for a while, don't you think he might get a chance against righties as well if he swings it?
Only if he starts swinging.
Yeah, I think that's the golden rule in baseball.
Right.
You hit your way into the lineup, and if Brandon can find it, certainly he's going to get more opportunities.
And it's hard to say this is the guy we have to get going because he's missed so much time. And this, you know, he's playing catch up.
Right, and this is another guy, and Almonte, that they felt like in the second half when he came off suspension helped him as well.
And, you know, from the right side of the plate, this is the weak side for him.
But, you know, Andre, you're talking again about trying to get these guys going, but with Abe and with Brandon and with Tyler Naquin, the common denominator with all three is they're coming back from injuries, and they haven't been healthy all year, and you just wonder, can they find any semblance of consistency?
No, it's a great point. And I think if you are Chris Antonetti and Mike Chernoff, that's part of the discussion that they have to have right now, where they go with this offense. And I know that's something that's being discussed daily with Chris on this trip with the team.
Down low certainly complicates matters, I imagine, when you have your staff meetings, and as Andre said, Chris is on the trip. We've seen Steve Labradich here with the club, and they're all in conversations with the other teams right now, having dialogue and seeing what potentially could be done as Almonte goes down swinging. Third strikeout for Minaya.
Well, when something goes wrong, you just can't say, okay, we got to make a trade and fix it.
Right.
I mean, you got to stay with the guys that you planned during the year. You can't make changes for everybody.
And one thing Chris has been pretty consistent on is if he's going to pull the trigger on a trade, both he and Mike Chernoff, when they look at all of the options out there, they don't want to trade for rentals. They look for guys that they at least get for a year or 2 years of control after they make the deal.
Look, they do a good a job as anybody, just making sure if they're going to make their deal, they'll make it, and they stay convicted with it. That would be fine, but we'll see. Right now, the way we're playing, it looks like they need so many different things. You're going to need, what are we going to trade for 5 different guys? It just doesn't happen that way.
You can't plug all the holes. You wouldn't think. Manaya's 2-0, and Urshela can't catch up, 2-1. Giovanni Urshela, and the same goes for Eric Gonzalez. When those two guys are on the field, defensively, they're as good as anybody. The Indians, that's their internal belief that with Eric, when he's playing second base or wherever he's at on the infield defensively, and Giovanni Urshela, they can hold their own with any defenders in the game. The question is, can they hit enough to help? Gio plugs one deep left center field. Back is Brugman at the wall, and he makes the catch. And hangs on to retire the side. So first time through the order, Sean Manaea gives up just one hit. And it's 4-0 Oakland. We could use a couple right now. Stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. It is hot, 88, and I'm telling you, it's just, I don't think of humidity when we come to the Bay Area, but it's
Well, it is up in the booth.
pretty steamy here today.
Yes, it is.
Pitch outside, ball 1 to Jed Lowry, who struck out in the first inning. Oakland struck for 4 in the first. They sent 9 men to the plate, knocked Trevor Bauer out of the box after just 2/3 of an inning, equaling his shortest start in the big leagues. Dan Otero got the final out of the first, worked a scoreless second, and he starts the third with Boone Logan warming up in the bullpen. Which is interesting because when we've seen Logan, most of the time this year, it's been for a batter or 2 at the most.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to go more than that today.
Otero a little frustrated with that delivery. Some bullpen guys I've talked to over the years, look, nobody wants to be in a situation where you're in a blowout type game, but guys like an opportunity to pitch out of the bullpen where they know they have to suck up some innings, because it gives them the chance to really get a feel and work on some things in game situations.
Yes, it does.
That's hit a ton. Deep right. Back is Geyer. He's out of room, and it's way out of here. Jed Lowry with his 10th home run of the year, and it's 5-0 Oakland.
Well, their first long ball of the day. They're 6th in the series. And for Jed Lowry, that's number 10. There you see a little sinker down and in.
They've out-homered the Indians 6-1 on the series. And it brings up Ryan Healy. Sometimes it's fun to go back and wonder what if, because Healy was at the plate. He was down on the count, 2 strikes, bases were loaded with 2 outs. Trevor had a chance to get out of the inning without allowing a run. But Healy sharply singled into right center field, 2 runs scored. And then 2 batters later, Brugman got him for another 2-out, 2-run single, and that was it for Bauer. But if he gets out of that first, maybe it's a different story. Talking about for Bauer in particular, not necessarily the game.
I mean, but an 0-2 count, the fastball, you don't second guess the pitch. It's all about the location. He just got too much of the plate on an 0-2 pitch. And, a chance to get out of the inning, it does change the whole complexion. I'm sure his whole mindset, he's going to probably dream about that pitch tonight.
1 down as Lindor handles that. Matt Chapman, the rookie, had a night to remember. His first major league home run. And then he also had a double. And then he came up again.
Down a
run and tied the game on the first pitch of the bottom of the 8th inning against Corey Kluber.
Yep, the first pitch was the homer was a cut fastball. The second one was a 4-seam fastball. And we saw Carrasco really take advantage of him on night number 1 with the slider. So anything, I mean, I don't second guess Kluber being out there or anything in the 8th inning. Maybe the pitch, the fastball, because the slider is a pitch that, you can't hit off Corey Kluber, but that's yesterday's news.
Weekly chop to third. Urshela takes care of that. 2 down. And look, this goes back to, I guess, you can look at it a lot of different ways, but first pitch fastball, and you got to give the hitter credit too, because he's got to put a swing on it. He's got to square it up, and he did. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, he owned him because he already hit one off him earlier in the game. But as you said, it's all water under the bridge now.
Yeah.
Another timeout as Boone Logan is coming on with 2 down here in the 3rd. Jacob Brugman will be the batter. The new pitcher is Boone Logan. Logan on for the 37th time this year, 1-0, a .530 earned run average, and that is mostly due to that outing he had in Detroit. 18 2/3 of work, 7 walks, 25 strikeouts, opposition batting .270 against him. As I noted before, he's a guy that usually is on for a batter or two at the most, because in 36 games he's worked just 18 2/3 innings. But here today, because of the situation, you figure he's on for more than just his customary 1 or 2 guys. Popped up left field. Brantley again, dealing with the sun, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Oakland with another run on the board. They lead it 5-0 through 3. Brandon Guyer will lead off. This is the 82nd game in Brandon Guyer's career in which he has batted leadoff to start a ball game.
Straight balls.
Taking a called strike, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, not a bad idea to take a couple, and just, you need base runners now. Got to get some traffic on the bases.
Indians batted just 142 as a team through the first 2 games of the series, and they're 1 for 9 so far here today. But Guyer is aboard to start the 4th with a leadoff walk, and we'll go back to the studios for a game break without Pulaski.
Number 12, Francisco Lindor.
So with the win, Chicago is now over 500. The Cubs go to 46 and 45. They started the day 5.5 back in Milwaukee in the standings, and Milwaukee is losing to Philadelphia in the 9th inning at home 5-2. Still a lot of people feel like the Cubs will win the NL Central. I don't know if that's so much that people believe that much in the Cubs, or they just don't believe that Milwaukee can stay at the top.
I think it's a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
You have to. I mean, you look at that Cubs team and you think they can't be as bad as what they've shown to this point. But the old adage is,
well, their pitching has not been that good, and that's the thing I think people are concerned about with Milwaukee. They can score now. Milwaukee can put runs on the board. Are they going to be able to pitch well enough to maintain the pace that they played at? And some people think they might be able to.
Well, and a lot of people say, well, hey, 90 games into the season, you are what your record says you are. And that is true to a degree. But I also, this is one thing I will say that I agree with Brad Ausmus on. You don't judge a season on 90 games. You got to let it play out. And at the end of the season, we'll know about this Indians team. We'll know about the Cubs.
Well, you look at the teams that have the opportunity to maybe string together a 8-10 game winning streak. There's not many of them around. But the ones that can do that are the ones that are going to separate themselves the last 70 games or 80 games.
That ball's jolted pretty well to deep center. Back goes Brugman. It's over his head and off the top of the wall. And into third base is Geyer. He'll have to hold there.
Boy, that's a bad break.
I mean, right off the top of that fence in center field.
Lindor hit a home run off him in Cleveland. But this one, one more inch. It's going to be our Yellowwood bringing the lumber. And watch it, center field. That's 2 quick runs right there if that ball gets out. My goodness, 1 more inch. It is a double. Lindor hits his 26th double. But now the Indians, they have to get these 2 guys in.
This could be a big swing in the game if they can. Give them a little momentum finally. Michael Brantley grounded into a double play his first time up. And Manaea misses inside, ball 1.
Remember, Michael had a opportunity. He was 3-0 his first time up. Took a couple of strikes before he grounded into a double play.
And here we go again. It's 2-0. Manaea cruised through the lineup first time around, but here in the 4th, that leadoff walk and the double by Lindor as the Indians set up to try and get themselves back into it. 3-0 again. So if history truly repeats itself, Brantley will not be swinging here.
No, no, not. I don't think so. No way. You want base runners.
And you're down 5, so.
Michael, a guy that has a lot of confidence. He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
And a line drive into center field for a base hit. Scoring is Geyer. Lindor coming right behind him. He scores as well. And the Indians get a 2-run single from Michael Brantley to get on the board. And it's a 5-2 game.
He wasn't going to take that one, though. He got a fastball up enough. It gets inside on him. It jams him a little bit, but he's able to get it into center field. And Lindor had a great jump. He knew that ball was going to fall. You can see. No question he was going to score. So it's 5-2. They're on the board and still nobody out in this inning.
And Edwin Encarnacion coming to the plate.
That should give that dugout a little bit of life right now.
Last night, Edwin hit his 19th home run of the year. This was a majestic, towering Ball into the lower seats and left. And, you know, he hit that home run with a man on, and here's the situation again. He's got somebody on base. You like to see him bat when there's some traffic, because I think it gives that pitcher a little something else to think about. Maybe squeezes the baseball a little harder than he normally would. When you're pitched with nobody on base, it's easier for the pitcher to just say, I'm going to make my pitch. If he wants to go after it, I'll let him.
Yeah. Yeah, you just don't want to make a mistake here, because one swing of the bat and he can make it a one-run ball game.
Edwin taking, and it just did catch the outside part of the plate. 1-1. Lost his bat, popped it straight up into shallow right field. The catch is made for out number 1. The bat ended up almost at third base.
Yeah, he was fooled and he threw the bat at it. It got that close to Chapman.
Stat of the game brought to you by Buick. Jose Ramirez is hitting 17 straight on the road. He's hit everywhere. He's hit at home. He's hit on the road. He's hitting his sleep. This guy has just been amazing. He's hitting each of the first 2 games of the series.
Manaea, that first time he was able to get Jose, a lot of off-speed stuff, the change-ups and slider.
Wow, and he's 2 for 2 on getting in the zone here. You would assume this is a chase pitch, and it is, and he got him again. 4th strikeout for Manaea, 2 down in the inning.
You're going to see the slider again that Jose chases after. Out in front, and you rarely see him with a swing like that, but that's what happens when you get ahead. Even the good hitters, they expand their zone, and he gets Ramirez for the 2nd time and out number 2.
And Carlos Santana coming up is 1 for 9 in the series. Santana is only 2 behind Edwin Encarnacion for the team lead in runs batted in. Both Santana and Jose Ramirez have driven in 48. Encarnacion leads the way with 50. But maybe in trying to hit home runs, Santana's home run productivity has actually gone the other way this year. He's down to just 10 homers on the year. Interestingly enough, he has evenly distributed his homers from each side of the plate. 5 from the left side, 5 from this side of the plate.
Well, yeah, normally he hits a lot more from the left side.
Yeah. Fouled back, but you know, you noted it last night. He has just become so pull happy, really from the left side of the plate more so than the right side. That
yeah, I don't see that leg kick he has. It seems like he's just out in front on everything. He's not squaring anything up.
Runner goes. It's in the dirt. And safely into second base is Michael Brantley. With his 10th stolen base of the year, now a 3-2 count for Santana.
Yeah, they forgot about him, and he just takes right off. Right now, they was worried about, you know, getting the out. He had 2 strikes, and he bounced one, so he picked the right pitch to run on.
And a bouncing ball to third, just foul. A break for Santana because Chapman was ready and would have had plenty of time to throw him out.
He was cocked and loaded. He had a play earlier in the game, their first hit, where he wasn't able to get the ball out of the glove, but this time he didn't. He had everything in the transfer and was ready to go, but it was foul.
And the 3-2 pitch is just a bit outside, and Santana draws a 2-out walk to keep the inning alive for Roberto Perez.
Well, just off the dish.
Number 55, Roberto Perez.
You look at it a little higher, and you can see
Yeah.
that pitch was about 3 or 4 inches off the plate.
He hit the glove. That's where Fegley was set up. You almost wonder, Rick, with first base open, even though you don't want to put guys on base when you have the lead, bring the tying run to the plate, but Santana does have the reputation of being able to take you out of the park, and you've got Roberto Perez, who struggled this year.
But in this situation, he's been able to get some hits with 2 outs.
This has
Boy,
been
do
his.
They desperately need
You
one
are
now.
not kidding.
He's been very good at it.
So it's now been a 30-pitch inning for Sean Manaea. He's already given up 2, and boy, another hit here would really give the Indians a big boost.
Well, he's going to have to work awfully hard now, down to the count 0-2.
6 out of 17 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position this year. Accounting for a little more than half of his RBI total. And he struck him out. Indians get on the board here in the 4th. Lindor with a booming double off the top of the fence. Brantley brings in 2 with a base hit to center. It's 5-2 A's, middle of the 4th.
All your favorite MLB teams and players. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and mobile devices. You can learn more at rbigame.com.
Boone Logan back out here for the bottom of the 4th. He's got Josh Fegley to lead off, then left-handed hitting Matt Joyce, right-handed batter in Marcus Semien, and then another left-handed bat in Yonder Alonso. And I think that's Zach McAllister now in the Cleveland bullpen getting loose.
Yes, it is. Well, right now, boy, they need some zeros on the board. And get that offense back into the dugout. Give them some more opportunities.
There is Zach getting loose, and Logan's 1-1 to Figley. He flied to right to end the first inning. Did he get a piece of it? He did not, and he is out, number 1. Our Kia in the driver's seat this afternoon. This is coming into today. Indians pitchers against Oakland in 6 games have worked 52 innings, just 9 walks, punched out 85.
Yeah, 10 or more strikeouts in all 6 games, but guess what? The series is tied at 3. Whoever wins today will win the season series.
Lefty, lefty, and sometimes left-handed hitters, you know, either they're looking out over the plate or they just don't pick it up till late, and sometimes it's harder for them to get out of the way. And I don't know if that's just because you don't see as much left-handed pitching, so just every once in a while you see that. It's just like the warning bells go off later for them than maybe for right-handed hitters. You switch hit for a while, didn't you, before you got to the big leagues?
Yeah.
I was just wondering, as a left-handed hitter, you don't see as many left-handed pitchers, so is that part of it when a guy buzzes you, just pick it up late?
No, I mean, you just sit. A lot of times you're sitting waiting for that ball to break so you don't give in until the last minute. And then you'll get out of the way. You know, you see that pitch that's up and in, you don't want to give any ground, so you just wait that little extra, you know, you don't have much time to begin with.
Right.
So you wait that little extra split second, then you really got to get out of the way.
I find that part of the game kind of fascinating. As this ball's fouled back, you said split second, and I'm sure in this given day and age of analytics, they have it literally broken down to the point decimal. But when a guy throws that fastball, and you go back to that first inning and the at-bat Yonder Alonso had, and Bauer threw a fastball by him at 94. Swing and a miss. Down goes Joyce. So back-to-back strikeouts for Logan here in the 4th inning. We'll see if Terry's going to stay with him to face Marcus Semien, and it appears that he will.
Now here you see a slider from Logan, so that first pitch up and in was pretty effective in that at-bat.
But, you know, you're in a 3-2 count. You look like Alonso's looking fastball. He's expecting fastball. He gets fastball. He puts a good swing on it, but he throws it by him. And I wonder, in the hitter's mind, do you go back to the dugout saying, man, I was just a split second late, or do you go back going, how did I miss it? Everything looked like it was lined up. I had the back barrel there, and it just didn't hit it.
Well, you figure most hitters will be looking 3-2 fastball. It was the 3rd one that he had in a row.
Yeah.
So he just threw it by him, and that's when you say, okay, man, he got me. I was looking for the pitch. I had it. I had my chance to hit it, and did not. You know, you can't say I was late or I was this. You got it. You didn't hit it. He struck me out. I'll get him next time.
But I wonder sometimes, you know, the pitcher, everything's just lined up perfectly. He has, again, it's just a split second, just a little more jump on the ball. And that's all you need to get it by the hitter. Well, Boone Logan cleans up the 4th nicely. He's retired all 4 that he's faced, and the Indians have some momentum, down 5-2 as we head to the 5th. Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. Made in Ohio, Ohio proud. Indians go back to work here in the 5th inning. They scored 2 in the 4th. Abraham Almonte leading off the 5th, and first ball swinging hits a harmless bouncer to second base, 1 down. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. Johnny Cueto will not start against the Indians. And a blister on the right hand, and he's going to the DL. Byron Buxton down for Minnesota, the speedster in the outfield for the Twins. And you know, there's a situation you wonder about. So those two guys, and I don't even know what Cueto's contract situation is, but with the year San Francisco's having, could he potentially have been a guy maybe they would have looked to have moved at the trading deadline? Now he's hurt, and that may hamper their abilities. And for Minnesota, you know, Derek Falvey with the Twins, they keep hanging around. If Buxton's down for an extended period of time, does that maybe give him the impetus to go look?
I think they could fill in house. I mean, Minnesota center field. They've got guys that can play all 3 positions. Kepler could go out there and fill in, Rosario, whomever.
I'm told Cueto has a player option on his contract for next year, so
he can opt out of his contract if need be. So, you know, he was the hired gun, remember, going from Cincinnati to Kansas City.
You know, normally you wouldn't think of blisters, it's not a big deal, right? It's just a blister. But for pitchers, it can be problematic if it persists.
More so this year than many years when you think about it.
Brandon Guyer, he walked in the 4th, and that started the Indians' 2-run uprising. But batting here with 2 down in the inning. And he's quickly disposed of. So Shamania bounces back and shuts him down 1-2-3. We're halfway through, 5-2 Oakland. Roughly 500,000 people call Oakland home. It's the 8th largest city in the state of California. And at one time, you know, because we've been coming here, well, I've been coming here only about 20 years. You've been coming here, I won't say how long, but
40.
Yeah. And you often wonder, like, man, what is Oakland? what drives it? Why does it even exist? Because San Francisco's right across the bridge, and it seems to be like, the perfect child, and Oakland is kind of like the kid you keep in the closet, don't let him out when the company comes over. But way back, probably about 100 years ago, General Motors built a huge automobile plant here in Oakland. And several years later, Chrysler came in, built a huge automobile plant. And at one time, Oakland was known as the Detroit of the West.
Okay.
And it was a really thriving, booming economic area. A lot of people migrated here because of the jobs. The 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. That'll even the count. Tell you what, Boone Logan's done a nice job.
Yeah, he's seen 4 hitters. All 4 have been retired, and this will be his last hitter.
Yeah, you would have to think so, right? With nothing but right-handed hitters and switch,
Right.
one switch hitter.
And McAllister ready.
Up high, full count.
Yeah, the one thing they need now in Oakland is a new ballpark.
Yeah. Well, like everything, the economy as it boomed way back then was short-lived. Jobs went elsewhere, factories moved. It was and still is sort of the industrial blue-collar town, where San Francisco is the glitzy,
Totally
the glamour spot.
Yeah, the tourism and everything's on the west side of the bay over in San Francisco, no doubt.
Oh, that looked like a pretty pitch, but just missed. And it's ball 4. And so Oakland's leadoff man is aboard. Take another look. What do you think here? That looked pretty doggone good.
Yeah, it's been an inconsistent strike zone today from Laz Diaz.
Logan staring in at Laz Diaz. He can't
I know
believe
it. I mean,
he didn't get the call.
I hear you. He's been inconsistent for both sides all day long.
Well, Terry's going to go to the bullpen, make a pitching change. Boone's going to try to hold his tongue, but he is so mad he can spit nails right now.
Now you see Diaz is looking at him. He had his head down fixing his cards. There he is. He's going to look back in, but he's not going to make eye contact with him.
Well, Arch, today, as you know, is the anniversary of Joe DiMaggio's famous 56-game hitting streak. This was the day he got hit number 56 to extend that streak. It came in a lopsided win against the Indians in Cleveland. 10-3 was the final score of that game. DiMaggio had 3 hits. And in kind of celebration of that historic event, some fun facts that you can spring on your friends. The guy who gave up the last hit in DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak was a reliever for the Indians who was born in Montreal. His name was Joe Krakowskis.
Oh, really?
So see if any of your friends know who it was that gave up the last hit.
Last hit?
The last hit was given up by Joe Krakowskis out of the Indians bullpen. And I thought this was a really cool fact, too. Had he extended it to one more game, he confided in one of his teammates that the Heinz 57 Corporation was going to give him $10,000, which would have been a tidy sum back in 1941 if he got to 57 games. So Ken Keltner cost Joe D $10,000 back then.
And we're still mentioning Ken Keltner's name.
Yeah, that's
in
right.
The DiMaggio hitting streak. So maybe the ketchup or Heinz 57 should have got Kenny Keltner.
The other thing that's interesting when you think about it, he won the American League MVP that year. He beat out Ted Williams. All Williams did was hit 406.
Wow.
Nobody's hit over 400 since.
Right.
But DiMaggio was so good, and that hitting streak actually overshadowed the season that Ted Williams had.
That was a tough year for numbers, huh? When it comes to winning the MVP, you hit 400 and lose.
Chris Davis will bat against Zach McAllister now. And he delivers a fastball strike over the outside corner. Davis walked and scored in the first, grounded out his last time up. One and one to count. swung on and missed. That was just, here it is. Here's my fastball. I'm coming at you. And he couldn't catch up to him.
Yeah, it was up high enough, though, that it's tough to get the barrel head of the bat above the belt. And I know he has great pop the other way, but if you keep it up there, you should be just fine.
Chopped to short. Lindor with a great diving stab. And he turns a double play as he flipped it to Ramirez, who easily spun it on to Santana. That ball was sharply hit, and it wasn't a guarantee that Lindor could get to it.
Well, it had some top spin to it. But he's able to reach it and get it to Jose in plenty of time. They turn it easily.
Lowry.
Down and in.
Lowry was the guy that put the 5th run on the board for Oakland and hit his 10th home run off Dan Otero in his last at bat.
One ball, one strike. And there's another good fastball where he just said, okay, here it comes. And he blew it right by him. Threw it right by him again. 97 miles an hour, and Zach McAllister keeps the Indians in the ball game. Through 5, the A's lead it 5-2.
Night when we return home against Josh Donaldson and the Toronto Blue Jays next Friday. Following the game, it'll be the annual Rock and Blast fireworks presented by First Energy. Just go to Indians.com for your tickets.
Francisco Lindor.
Frankie Lindor is 2 for 2 today. Single, a double, and a run scored.
I mean, he missed a home run by about an inch. It hit off the top of the wall. Although that's when the Indians scored their 2 runs.
I don't think you could come any closer to hitting a home run and not.
Not in this ballpark. You cannot. Watch where this ball hits. And instead of going over the fence, it comes back into play. right into Brugman's hands. Oh man, right there. Oh, so close.
Outside corner, Manaea with a strike there. It's 2-1.
Frankie needed one more bowl of cereal this morning.
2-1 pitch. He lines this one to left center field. He's got a 3-hit day, and he's going to run all afternoon. He's easily into second base, and he'll hold right there with a leadoff double, his second one of those this afternoon. And back come the Indians once again.
He hit the slider, and he leaves it upstairs and really took advantage of it. It speeds his bat up, so he plugs a gap in left center. So Lindor with his 27th double and a nice start to this inning, and he is 3 for 3. He has 3 of the 4 Indians hits.
He and I had that conversation, the show hopefully some of you have already seen on Sports Time Ohio, called Cup of Coffee, and I asked him if he drank coffee. He looked at me like I was crazy. And he said, but his logic, his reasoning was so sound. He said, if I drink coffee now, what am I going to do when I get older?
Drink more of it.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't need much to get himself energized and ready to go. Michael Brantley drove in a pair in the fourth with a single to center field. Pops this one up shallow left. Chris Davis coming in, but Marcus Semien, the shortstop, goes out and makes the play. In-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. And Oakland with a pair of 2-out, 2-run singles in the first. Ryan Healy and then Jacob Brugman. And it was 4-0. And Jed Lowry homered in the third to make it 5-0. Before the Indians battled back in the fourth with 2 on and nobody out. Michael Brantley, a 2-run single to center field. And that's where we stand. Lindor with a leadoff double here in the 6th, but Brantley unable to get him to third base. Edwin Encarnacion 0 for 2 today. And takes a breaking ball for a strike.
That's his separator for Manaea. He starts a lot of these hitters off with a changeup. He has that sneaky fastball, but he's throwing a lot of first pitch changeups.
Back out of play.
Send along some birthday wishes today. Ray Horvat is 93 from Broadview Heights. Donna Connor celebrating number 80 from Cortland, Ohio. And Michael Cleveland Brangle is 24 from Apex, North Carolina. Happy birthday to you all.
Talked about Francisco Lindor heating up. That's his third 3-hit game this month. He's got 5 3-hit games on the season, but which sounds impressive until you talk about his teammate Jose Ramirez.
Well, he was the master at it last year with 23 3-hit games. Was
and
Lindor.
And this year it's Ramirez and Altuve of Houston. They're like neck and neck.
Altuve has 15 and Ramirez has 14.
Yeah. And 7 of the 14 for Ramirez have come in the last 27, 28 games. Ramirez hits a high fly ball deep left field. Chris Davis back on the warning track into foul ground and makes the catch. Lindor tags. He'll go to third, but now there are 2 down. And Encarnacion dejectedly walking back to the dugout. He knows he just missed hitting that one out of here.
Well, you look, he was going to cheat and try and do just what he did yesterday, get the barrel head of that bat out in front, but just got underneath it. You can see Davis going out there. He thought it might have been a little deeper than what it was, but it was on the warning track.
And now Jose Ramirez 0 for 2 has struck out twice. Popped it up, And in the
Stay in
shallow
play.
right.
Is anybody going to get there?
It is caught by Matt Joyce. And the inning is over. So a leadoff double, but the Indians waste the opportunity. Go to the bottom of the sixth, 5-2 Oakland.
Perks, including savings and access to Tribe Rewards. And today's Tribe Rewards code is TOMI. Visit Indians.com for complete details.
Leading off, number 25, Ryan Healy.
Ryan Healy looks at a ball down low from Zach McAllister. And that's clobbered right center field. Long run for Almonte, and he reaches out, makes the catch with Geyer sliding by him on the front edge of the warning track. Our player profile brought to you by Levin Furniture. Matt Chapman, a first-round pick of the A's back in 14. And Andre Knott has more on Chappie.
He had a big night last night, and Terry Francona said after his first swing last night, he instantly looked at Mickey Callaway and said, uh-oh, he's feeling good. I'll wait till this play plays out to tell you there's a rest.
Well, let's make sure, yeah, because every fly ball is a bit of an adventure, but that's out number 2.
But I think the problem, and last night, Corey Kluber didn't want to talk about it on air, but I talked about it this morning with him. He said Chapman had a lot of problems versus Seattle before the break against the fastball. He said, but when you leave him over the middle of the plate and you give that kid confidence, you can tell why he's a big-time prospect, because it gave him confidence, and that confidence they were hoping wouldn't roll over to today. But you guys know how scouting reports are. The scouting report said he had problems with fastballs. He didn't last night, and it seems like that's what he truly can hit.
Every series is different, you know, and like you say, once you get your first one, the first one he was a cut fastball.
Right.
So the ball, both the pitches he hit, they weren't very good pitches by Kluber, you know, and that's why he hit them out, obviously. But young guys, they come up. Young guys usually hit the fastball. They get after it.
Brugman, a young guy, lines the fastball into center field for a 2-out single, his second hit of the day.
Well, it'll be something to watch when you're talking about Chapman the rest of the year and see how he goes. I'm sure, like a lot of young guys, he'll have his ups and downs, but certainly he's a #1 draft pick, and his talent is certainly there.
High fly ball, right field.
Check the sun.
Again, Geyer shading his eyes and makes the catch. So Zach McAllister, 2 scoreless innings of work. And we go to the 7th. Indians down 5-2. The injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partners of the Cleveland Indians, call 1. Indians baseball is brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. By the stylish 2017 Kia Optima. And by Smart Path Forward. Lakeland Community College is your Smart Path Forward. Enroll now. Oh, it's a beautiful day here in the Bay Area. Temperature right around 90 degrees. Not a cloud in sight. But it was a rough start today for Trevor Bauer, who allowed 4 runs in the first and only made it through 8 batters. Carlos Santana blooping one into shallow right field. It's a base hit. He's going to go for 2. And he's going to make it with a head-first slide, and the Indians have a leadoff double to start the 7th on a ball that was absolutely just perfectly placed.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you could have thrown it out there any better, because they had the shift on, and you know, I know Joyce wasn't going to get there, so Healy had to go out and make the catch back, you know, with his back to the infield, which is almost impossible in the sun out there. So it just placed perfectly, and Santana gets the double. So the second straight inning they've had their leadoff double. Let's see if they can do something different this inning and get them home.
223rd career double. And now Roberto Perez, who is 0 for 2, checks on a ball down and in. And a foul back. Roberto has the count in his favor now. And took an off-speed pitch for a strike to even the count.
Yeah, 2-1 situation. Probably looking fastball there. He drops a nice little slider in for a strike and gets the count back to even.
Line foul into the Indians bullpen.
Knocked Jason Beret off the mound.
Yeah.
A little too high for the guy that's guarding him right there. Hey, lefty, move, come here. You're going to see it come down, and there's all the foul territory over there, but he jumped up and he wasn't high enough.
Tops it foul. A little low, and that was a pretty good pitch.
I'll tell you what, he's lucky. He's getting an extra strike in this at bat. That's how inconsistent that, I mean, Laz Diaz has been. I mean, if that's not a strike, I don't know what is. It's right there, and he gets a break. See if he can take advantage of it, boy.
And he struck him out.
Strike 4.
Had an opportunity. Again, this is really maddening. Second straight inning, the Indians have had a leadoff double, and the next guy can't just get him over to third base. I mean, when you're playing from behind, you've got to do every little thing and execute.
Right. You put zeros on the board, and you have to maximize every time you get base runners, but they're not able to do it, at least to this point.
And now Abraham Almonte 0 for 2 today. Checks, but he went around, says Laz Diaz. Foul right back. And it's up high, 1-2. Still no action in the Oakland bullpen. Manaea working with a 3-run lead, and you know, outside of the fourth when he walked the leadoff man and then double 2-run single. He's been in command. Even with the leadoff doubles that he's given up the last 2 innings, he's been able to make pitches.
Yeah, he's thrown 65% strikes out of his 100 pitches.
And a chopper to third. Chapman's throw is in plenty of time. 2 down. Wednesday, Fox Business Network gets Down and Dirty, featuring the Camping World Truck Series at Eldora. It's the only dirt track race of the season, and it's only on Fox Business Network. To see it in person, get your tickets today at EldorasSpeedway.com. And if you're not familiar with Eldora, it's over in Western Ohio, so it's not a far drive if you're located within our viewing area, if you want to go see some NASCAR Truck Series racing. 2 down for Giovanni Urshela, who is 0 for 2. And you talk about a frustrating day at the plate. Urshela has hit the ball right on the nose twice today. He sent Brugman, the center fielder, to the wall. He jumped up and made the catch, bounced off the center field fence in the 3rd inning, and then he hit a line drive right at the first baseman, Healy, back in the 5th. High foul ball down the line.
Nobody's going to get this one.
It's got a lot of hang time, but it's out of play. How about that? A young fan gives it to an even younger fan. Nicely done.
Boy.
And they say that fans in Oakland don't behave themselves.
Yeah, they do.
Who says that?
A lot of people. They're winning today.
You've raised a good child, my man. Nice job. 2 down. Santana in scoring position. Urshela trying to get him home, but he's in the hole 0-2. And that's the pitch Manaea has had success with when he's gotten ahead of hitters today, but Urshela lays off. He's been able to strike out Jose Ramirez twice today on that pitch. And Jose is one of the tougher guys to strike out. Came back with it, and Urshela yanks it foul.
Ooh. That's about all you could do with that pitch. It's that far inside, down, and it's you know, coming as you call it, that back foot slider. You get the barrel head of the bat out front, you hit it foul.
Yeah, it's hard to keep it fair.
Yeah, it sure is. Because it's bearing in on you. Either that, if you don't, if you try and hit it hard, you may hit it off your foot. My fastball.
Urshela spoils it.
Right idea, but he left it away. He wanted that pitch inside.
Santana unimpeded, goes to third. Now the ball bounces away, but he'll stay there. So the wild pitch puts another runner down on third base.
They're worried about the third out. They don't care about Santana. Right there, I don't know if they'll give him a stolen base or what, but
I don't think he really went until he saw it really going. They do give him a steal. Okay. Didn't seem like he really made up his mind to go until he saw it in the dirt, because as you said, they weren't really keeping him close. And Urshela fouls it off again.
find a way to get on base, you'll be bringing the tying run to the plate here.
Oh, he swung at ball 4.
I'll tell you what, he's putting up a heck of an at bat though. He's making them work. This one, you know, when you get up there, you almost get into swing mode, and it looked like it was going to be ball 4, but he does a good enough job to foul it off and live for another pitch.
This will be the 10th pitch of the at bat. Could be the final pitch of the game for Manaea. And it's ball 4. So that's probably going to be it. Let's see what Bob Melvin decides to do. He's got the left-hander Coulombe ready. And here comes the pitching coach. It won't be Bob Melvin, so he's going to give him one more hitter. Again, this is an Oakland bullpen. It's a little revamped after the trade that was announced this morning.
Well, next Saturday, it's going to be a Jason Kipnis bobblehead. The Blue Jays will be in town following the game as a Rock and Blast fireworks. You get $2 cans of beers out in the district from 5 to 7. Just go to Indians.com and get your tickets.
Oakland traded away Sean Doolittle, left-hander, and they traded away Ryan Madsen, a right-hander who'd worked in each of the first 2 games of the series. They were dealt to Washington.
Yeah, other guys are going to have to step it up. It's going to be Hendricks and Coulombe is what they said to be coming in the back end, and those guys haven't been pitching as well. So you're never out of it, but you know, the leadoff doubles, they got to take advantage of it. They had them the last 2 innings. Hopefully they can continue.
Brandon Guyer struck out his last time up against Manaea.
Look at, he tried to get hit by that pitch. He didn't move.
He's a master at that.
Well, he was waiting for it. It's almost like he just stood right there and he said, ouch, before he was waiting to get hit. But he didn't give 1 inch.
Ball's below the waist. He doesn't. It's up around his shoulders. He's going to duck and get out of there. Now he's in the hole 1-2. Going to really push Manaea here today. His 115th pitch of the game. And he struck him out. 8 strikeouts for Sean Manaea, and the Indians strand 2 more. Stretch time in Oakland, 5-2 A's. By Varmint Guard. Busy weekend, big time. Majors in the LPGA and Senior Tour. 2 big tournaments on the PGA Tour. And everybody's getting ready for the Open. Golf Zone tees off tonight at 8 on Fox Sports Ohio. It also streams on Fox Sports Go. Nick Goody will be the 5th Indians pitcher to work here today. He takes over after Zach McAllister went 2 scoreless.
Well, the Indians bullpen has really done what they've had to do, Matt, is that's put zeros on the board. They've only given up 1 run in their 5 1/3 innings pitched so far. But they've only been able to cut it to 5-2.
Matt Joyce leading off. He's 2 for 3. And pops the first pitch up.
Good luck, Gio. A little different time now. Earlier in the game, he let 1 fall, but not now.
Let's go down to Andre.
All right, you guys want some good news? We talked earlier about what Chris Antonetti and Mike Chernoff may be thinking as the trade deadline comes. Danny Salazar had his best appearance in all of his rehab starts today in Columbus, as you see the numbers there. The big thing were the walks came in the first 2 innings, guys. Last 3 innings, from what I was told in the reports, he sat at 95, 96 miles an hour. They have a couple of those innings were 9-pitch innings as well, so he was able to keep his pitch count down with the 9 strikeouts. Best start we've seen from Danny Salazar since he's been down.
Hopefully that does well with him, just his own psyche, because boy, his first couple outings were not good at all. 1 down for Marcus Semien. And Archie, you were talking about how well the bullpen has done, sucking up all these innings. They've only allowed the 1 run, a solo homer by Jed Lowry back in that 3rd inning. And I got to thinking about how these games, when you go to the bullpen, especially in the 1st inning, you never know what you're going to get. Now, obviously, this is a very good Cleveland bullpen that has already proved last year that they can come in and do the job from the 1st inning on. They did it twice last year, once the regular season, once the postseason. But I was reading this book about Lefty O'Doul, and he was a phenomenal hitter. Won a couple of batting titles. But early in his career, he was a pitcher. And not a very good one. And he pitched in a game against the Indians. And I think the Indians are involved in 2 of the worst pitching performances in the history of baseball. And Lefty O'Doul authored one of them. He came in out of the bullpen, was with Boston. It was the last year he was a pitcher before he converted to an outfielder.
Became a hitter.
He came in against Cleveland with Boston. He pitched 3 innings and allowed 16 runs.
Ooh.
Could you imagine that today, leaving a guy out there? And it wasn't even like it was his fault. 13 of them were unearned.
Okay.
Boston committed 4 errors that day. You want to talk about a game where the manager probably wanted to just shoot everybody.
Yeah, eat his hat. Yeah, no kidding.
16 runs allowed. Now,
well, it was a good thing because he became a hitter, and a good one at that.
you and I watched the other performance that the Indians were involved in. I don't remember the exact year, but you'll remember the name as soon as I bring it up. Vin Mazzaro.
Oh yeah, with Kansas City.
Now I think he started that game, but he
10
went
runs in the first.
He went 2 and a third, 2 and a third innings, gave up 14 runs.
Okay, and that's recent. I mean,
yeah, that was 2012.
Relatively.
I think 2012 or 2011. But that's got to test your confidence as to whether or not you chose the right line of work.
You know, Mazzaro, I believe, started here in Oakland. And then I think he gave it up when he was in Kansas City.
It was 2011, Murph said, the Vin Mazzaro game. And the Lefty O'Doul game against Cleveland was in I have to go back and look at it. I think it was 1923. And I also believe that's still the Indians' record for most runs scored in a game. They scored 27, beat them 27-3. And that was not at Fenway. That was in Cleveland, at Old League Park. Because as you know, at Fenway, you can get some goofy games where a lot of runs are scored. But
yes.
I also did not realize, but when I was reading about Mazzaro and Lefty O'Doul and their kind of connection, our man Bob Feller had a rough outing when he was a youngster.
Well, I'm sure was human as well.
He faced the Yankees when he was only 20 years old. Gave up home runs to some guy named DiMaggio, another guy named Gehrig. He walked 9 and gave up 15 runs on 15 hits.
And 9 walks, so one of those games where he couldn't throw strikes, and when he did, they hit him.
But he went on to pitch his way into the Hall of Fame. So one game doesn't necessarily mean you're doomed. But boy, those have to be tough to bounce back from the next time out.
Well, if you're a pitcher, you're going to get your lunch, and I don't care if it's at the big leagues. Everyone, it happens to everyone. You have games you want to forget.
Nick Goody knows he can't afford to give up anything else. The Indians are still down 3 and only 6 outs to play with on their side of the ledger. The other thing too, if you want to, whose performance was worse, the 16 runs allowed by Lefty in 3 innings or the Mazzaro? Mazzaro's were all earned runs. All 14 were earned.
Then that's worse.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Alonso. 2 down.
Nice slider down, and he gets Alonso to swing over the top, straight down. Good pitch, the second out here in the 7th inning.
Chris Davis hammers that foul. Tell you what, this young man, when he makes up his mind to swing, he generates a lot of bat speed.
Yes, he does.
You always see him after he steps out with that left hand, reminding himself, stay inside the ball, stay inside the ball. But you know, a lot of times he doesn't swing that way. It's just maybe a reminder to not get pull happy, but whew, he can turn it around when he wants to. But last night was a good example of not doing that. He did stay inside it.
Well, it was on a pitch down, though. You know, that's what he's saying. Lead with that left hand. Let's go. Get that left hand out there. Don't get your right hand out there and roll over on it.
And Goody steps off. Did he go? He did.
Yes, he did. That's the good slider. The slider has been tough all year for Nick Goody, especially against right-handed hitters. They see it, and you can see that check. He certainly did go.
Lines that one into center. And Alonso, or rather Semien, stops at second. So 2 on with 2 out for Oakland here in the 7th inning.
Davis able to get to that fastball in this with 2 strikes. You know, there's you think slider, but that ball was off the plate. It wasn't a strike, but it was elevated. And that made it a little bit easier for him to get out there and reach it. Hit a line drive into center field. Only the 8th hit now for Oakland. And that is Davis's first today.
And Jed Lowry, 1 out of 3, but his one was a big one right now. It was a home run in the 3rd that gave Oakland their 5th run. And it was also their 6th home run of the series.
Well, you're going to see a pitch right there down in his wheelhouse. Down and in, put a good swing on it. That's the last time that Oakland was able to get on the board. That was the leadoff hitter in the 3rd inning. Only had a couple of hits since that point. You know, and you talk about this Indians bullpen. I think they take it as a challenge when they have to come in, and they all man up, boy, when they get an opportunity to do this, because it revolves around everybody. They know what their job is. It's zeros, period. You can't really afford to give up anything if you actually want to get back in a game when you give up 4 in the 1st.
No, and the long ball has been the biggest obstacle. Oakland has hit 6 home runs. The Indians have scored only 5 runs total.
Yeah, they had a series, where was it, in Kansas City? They scored a total of 5 runs in that series and won 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Well, they've scored 5 here, and they've got a chance. They better score more. They're going to have a chance of losing all 3 here.
This is blooped, and this could be a lot of trouble. It's just foul.
Oh, baby, that's a good break for the Indians. I figured, what a way. That would have had a chance to break your back right there. It didn't miss the chalk by much. Look at, they're hoping for it. And I mean, what, about 6 inches?
Yeah, maybe.
Just down the line. Boy, a huge break for the Indians.
A lot of pitches for Goody piling up here. This is number 21 in the inning. High fly ball, right field. Again, the sun. And Brandon Guyer hangs in there to make the catch. So the A's strand a pair. We go to the 8th. Tribe down 3. Francisco Lindor has had himself a good day at the plate, going 3 for 3. Singled in the first, doubled off the top of the center field wall in the fourth, but did come home to score. And then he doubled to lead off the 6th. But that may have signaled a real turning point in this game, because Lindor doubled to lead off the 6th. Carlos Santana blooped a double to lead off the 7th. Neither man scored. Neither man was moved from second base by a hitter. Santana eventually got to third base with 2 outs on a ball that was in the dirt. He was credited with a stolen base, but the clutch hitting, even the ability to just get a runner over, has eluded them here in the last couple of innings, and that's very costly when you're trying to play catch-up. So Lindor leading off again. Takes a pitch outside. Daniel Coulombe is the new pitcher for the A's. And Lindor scorches one to deep left. Fair ball in the corner. He's on his way to second base with his 3rd straight double and his 4th hit of the afternoon.
Well, you can't start innings any better than what the Indians have done the last 3 innings. And let's see if they can mount a comeback on this bullpen that's missing a couple of their back-enders of the bullpen. And that's a nice swing for Frank Lindor. 4 hits today for him.
Andre?
3 of them doubles.
Well, Frankie and I always kid each other, and I told him I wasn't going to mess with him before yesterday's game, and he says, no, don't worry. I got a 4-hit game coming in the next day or 2, so he knows he's feeling good.
Yeah.
He's been feeling it. He said he's been hitting the ball up the middle, and he thought that break during the All-Star break mentally helped him more than anything else.
He's now tied Jose Ramirez for the team lead with his 28th double.
Yeah, his last 4-hit game came September 3rd of last year.
Michael Brantley.
Well, you got to finish it off.
Yeah, Brantley had a 2-run single in the 4th. But in this same situation back in the 6th, he hit a weak pop-up to the shortstop. Boy, suddenly the Birds have invaded the Coliseum here. They're
everyday game.
Right field. I mean, they are everywhere. It's got to be a little disconcerting if you're the right fielder, too. Because
it's been like that all day games. Put the seeds away, boys. They're going to come down and get them.
Brantley with a liner to right, but it's right at Joyce. Lindor tags, and he was thinking about going to third, but Joyce
You just can't
got
take
off a good relay.
Yeah, you can't take the chance. Well, join us for KeyBank hassle-free weekend. That'll take place this weekend as the Indians welcome the Toronto Blue Jays. KeyBank will provide fans merchandise, free parking, free food, and more all weekend long. Just go to Indians.com for more details.
Well, we got a timeout for a pitching change. Bob Melvin going to the right-hander, and we'll be right back. The Birds Part 2 here at the Coliseum, but Andre has some interesting info on this.
I try to be a man of the people and find out what's going on. The first two games here, there were kites going around the top of the stadium. There's one behind you guys, and I asked why they were there, and they basically keep the seagulls away from the field of play. There's only one of them up, though, today, and maybe that's why we have the problem. But I was told over the next 48 hours it's going to get even worse when we go on the other side of the bay.
Line to third, and that's out number 2. I mean, blistered by Encarnacion, but right at Chapman, who never moved. Is that, Andre, is that kite supposed to replicate like a bird of prey?
No,
he's coming.
Yes. It takes me a little longer to turn this mic off. Yes, and it keeps their mind off of it, and I think they look at the kites to stay there. Now, they're trying to put another one up right now, right to the left of you guys. And I guess it's worked.
Look at
so
how they're
far.
perched on the railing of their.
Sure.
And they're going after
they're
those
menacing.
now. They don't have that over in San Francisco, and I've heard we're going to deal with them a lot tomorrow night.
Andre, if you're a man of the people, bring a couple kites with you tomorrow.
See what I can do, Arch.
Third straight inning, a leadoff double, and they can't even move them. Is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. The Hulk. They just played MC Hammer's Too Legit to Quit. He's a huge Oakland area native and big sports fan. I think he was a ball boy or a bat boy here, right?
He used to work here. Yes, he did back in the 70s. Actually, he did some games. He worked for Charlie Finley and did some games on radio. And
oh, yeah, that's right.
He was with, they used to be Charlie's spy inside the clubhouse. Keep him up to everything. He sure did.
Cody Allen here pitching in the bottom of the 8th. Indians down 3. And a breaking ball swung on and missed by Ryan Healy. Off-speed pitch popped him up. Santana into foul territory. And he makes the grab for out number 1. Here's our Pat O'Brien Chevrolet play of the game. Bases loaded, 2 outs, first inning.
0-2.
He gets ahead of him with a breaking ball. Throws a fastball. He fights it off. Another fastball. And he lined it into the outfield. They scored 2, and the gates were open. And 3 batters later, Trevor Bauer's day was over.
Yeah, terrible 0-2 pitch for Bauer. And oh so close to getting out of that inning.
Curveball in there for strike 1 to Matt Chapman, who is 0 for 2 with a walk today. Missed outside. That's clobbered deep left center field, and it is off the wall, and it stays in the park. Somehow, it just hit the very top corner, I think, at the 388 mark.
Yeah.
And it's a long double for Chapman, who just missed.
Well, I'll tell you what, this kid can hit a fastball, and it was the exact panel where it says 388, you know, and then it goes down. And so if that's a foot more to the right where we sit, or the left from the fence, that's a homer.
Oh, man, right on the 8.
Yes, it did. And, I mean, he gives that fastball a ride. So whoever's scouting report says this kid can't hit a fastball, be careful.
That scouting report that's circulating will change.
Wrinkle it and throw it in the trash, because it didn't hold true in this series.
And Jacob Brugman, who's had a nice day, 2 for 3. His 2-out, 2-run single in the first, the one that knocked Trevor Bauer out of the game. Down and in. 2 balls, no strikes. And a foul right back, 2-1. And the 2-1 is chopped to first. Santana will take it himself, 2 down. Chapman moves to third. Recapping the storylines brought to you by Mazda. Indians were looking for an early response. Instead, it was the A's who came out swinging with 4 in the first. And Matt Chapman's breakout party almost continued in a big way here in the 8th. He just missed hitting his third home run of the series. Instead, he'll have to settle for a second double. He also has a triple.
Yeah, he's had a very good series.
That's a pretty cool shirt. Josh Phegley 0 for 3, takes a breaking ball down low. Trying to hold up, 1 around.
Yeah, Phegley's been cheating like that all day long. Trying to get out in front of that fastball, but he got the breaking ball and couldn't hold up. And again, this is where Chapman will keep an eye on that breaking ball in the dirt.
Twins lost to the Astros today, 5-3. Royals walked off the Rangers in Kansas City, 4-3. Elsewhere in the Central, Tigers beat the Blue Jays 6-5, and Seattle topped the White Sox 7-6. Now Cody's 2-1. Low. $25,509, the announced attendance today here in Oakland. They were lined up before the ball game again to get in here. Today, was it a giveaway, do you know?
Yeah, they're trying to give the birds away. Nobody will take them.
And that's ball 4.
No, I don't think it was anything.
Now it's going to bring up Matt Joyce as we go back to the top of the order. He started the day with base hits in each of his first 2 at-bats. But since then has struck out and popped up. Santiago Casilla, A's closer, ready in the bullpen. Runner at first going to break down and go to second. Phegley in the scoring position with 2 down.
Well, he saw that ball go down into the dirt anyway and just took off. And here's a catcher, and it was Perez who just picked the ball up and just gave it to the umpire and says, give me another one. Went into the dirt. So that'll be a wild pitch.
Swung out and missed, chased one and went over the top of it. Wouldn't you think the guy with the whistle out there would just, his head would be hurting at some point after all? My head's hurting.
He's going to give you the whistle and take it on the bus on the way back to San Francisco.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball bounced up the middle. Lindor can't get it, and they're going to score 2 on this play. And that is a killer. Matt Joyce, I guess you'd have to call that a 2-out, 2-run seeing eye single. Perfectly placed. And Oakland really has taken control now, 7-2.
Cody gets a piece of it, and then it gets under the glove of Lindor. So the wild pitch now with Fagley with 2 outs. He's just going to continue to run. And once Frankie couldn't get it cleanly, goes off his glove into the outfield. 2 more runs coming with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And that makes it a 7-2 ball game, and not a whole lot of hope anymore.
Breaking ball in the dirt, and another runner is going to go into scoring position as Matt Joyce takes second on the wild pitch.
Another breaking ball in the dirt. And by the time Perez looks up, he sees the runners off and running, and there's nothing he's going to be able to do.
And the 2-2. And that's off the end of the bat. Going to drop? No. A nice backhanded catch by Geyer. And that ends the inning. But Oakland with 2 crucial 2-out runs here in the 8th. Lead it now 7-2. you can point the finger at everybody. You know, starting pitching today was not good. But Corey Kluber gave you a great start last night. And Carlos Carrasco's start was not real good in the series opener, but the bullpen hasn't pitched well. The offense certainly has not done anything. So it all adds up to a potential 3-game sweep now. And their first 4-game losing streak in 312 games. They hadn't lost 4 in a row. But Oakland is a funny team in that regard. I mean, you look at them and you think, well, they're in last place. Yeah, they can hit some home runs, but they strike out a lot. When you look at their season this year, though, they played Boston here at home. Now, Boston is leading the American League East. They won the first 3 games of that series, had a chance for a 4-game sweep of Boston. But the Red Sox did win the finale. Yankees came in here. Yankees have been a hot club this year. They swept a 4-game series here at home from the Yankees.
Yeah.
And turned around and lost 4 straight at home to the Astros right after that.
Well, they're a team that certainly they can play very well in their home ballpark.
Just fouled on the right field line. They also got swept at home by Atlanta. It's weird. You look at them and you think they went to Chicago, swept a 3-game series from the White Sox. So if you catch them when everything kind of lines up and they're playing their best, they can hurt you.
They're a team that can be pitched to. They hit home runs against the Indians. They scored 5 in the first, 5 in the second. They have 7 today. So, and they had 4 in the first inning to, add insult to injury early today. So, and the way the Indians have been swinging the bat, what have they scored 5 runs in the 3-game series? It doesn't surprise you that they got a chance to get swept here.
Santana strikes out 1 away. You go back to the series when Oakland came to Cleveland, and the Indians won 5-3, 9-4. 8-0, and they lost 1 game 3-1. So they won 3 out of 4. And you thought coming in here, you got to at least win the series. And if you play well, you get a chance to sweep these guys. And just the opposite is about to happen. Bradley Zimmer going to pinch hit. I know Corey Kluber said after his performance last night, don't look too much into it. Let's not everybody overreact and panic. It's just 2 games. They lost 2 games. But now they lost 4 in a row. And so it has to be concerning for Tito, the staff, the front office guys who put this thing together. That what is the thing that is keeping this club from taking off?
Well, I'll tell you what, this is the part of the schedule where you expect them to take off because they're playing lower division teams. And this is happening to them then. So, the month of August is not going to be easy for this ball club. They're going to have to play their way out of this, and they're going to have to do it in a hurry. You come out to Oakland and San Francisco, and you expect I would say minimum you got to go 4-2 on this trip. Well, they're looking at 0-3 right now, and then going across the bay, even though the Giants have had a bad year. You can't just show up and expect you're going to win a couple of games.
In August, the Indians have home and homes with Boston.
Yes.
New York.
7, yes.
You're going to go to Minnesota, to Kansas City. You got 4 down in Tampa, where the Rays can hit some home runs, and they've been playing better. So you're right, Rick. I mean, it's not like August is going to be any cakewalk, that's for certain. 2 down, and Abraham Almonte coming to the plate, and these are the longest streaks between 4-game losing streaks in American League history. And the Indians are chasing a version of their former self from almost 100 years ago, but that's going to come to an end here today. As Abraham Almonte stands in 0-3. The Indians, the other thing that's kind of troubling is that in their last 10 games now, 3 times they've scored 11 runs. Twice they've been shut out. And in the other 5 games, they've scored 3 runs twice, 2 runs twice, and 4 runs once. And that ball is gone. Abraham Almonte crushes one to make it a 7-3 ball game. I mean, he just unloaded, took out a little anger on that pitch. It's a 7-3 game.
Second home run for Almonte. Picks on a slider here right into his wheelhouse.
Number 39, Giovanni Urshela.
So they get one quick one back. And it is 7-3 now.
But it's just crazy how can the same group of guys score 11 runs 3 times, get shut out twice, and then score a couple of runs here, a couple of runs there, all in a short period of time.
Over the over the 90 games. This is game number 90. This is 39 times they've scored 3 runs or less.
$39 out of 90.
Yes. You know, 3 or less. And I mean, you're going to win a couple games. They have 7 wins when they've done that. But I think that's a lot when you look at the rest of baseball when you get 3 or less. But
that's,
I mean,
43% of their games.
That's not a good percentage whatsoever.
Yeah, because you really look at, I mean, 5 is obviously ideal, but even when this club gets 4, they're 40 and 11.
That's what you're looking at. You're looking at 4. I mean, 5, that's not going to happen.
1-2 pitch fouled away by Urshela. No, the Nemi family.
That's Ed Nemi, exactly.
Former associate of ours in the Sports Time Ohio days.
He's going to follow us across the bay and take in a game from the Giants tomorrow. His son, his wife there.
Yeah, Riley and Katrina.
Yeah, look at Riley, how big he's getting. He's getting as big as Daddy.
Yeah, and the 1-2 on its way. Bounce to first, and it gets by Healy. Wow. Took a rabbit hop and skipped past him. And so a 2-out base runner keeps it alive for Brandon Guyer.
Well, that ball, I mean, I don't know if that infield's that hard. It looked very easy, a nice hop, but it gets by him into right field. It'll be a base hit for Urshela. So after striking out the first 2 batters, we're going to see the home run and now a single, and the pitching coach is going to come make a visit.
Santiago Garcia is up again in the bullpen. He was warming up ready to come in before Oakland poked a hole in it with that 2-out 2-run single in the 8th. And with it no longer being a save situation, they elected to go with Simon Castro. But I figure he gave him one more base runner, and then they'll probably be forced to bring his closer in. Bob Melvin is telling his first baseman Ryan Healy what he wants him to do, which is don't hold him on, but don't just let him run wild either, maybe. Kind of stay close, keep him from taking off, but I don't want you to just stand on the bag either. Not with a left-handed hitter up, or rather, yeah, we've got Tyler Naquin pinch hitting for Guyer.
Well, you could just take off if you're Urshela. They're not, go take the base.
Naquin swings at the ball in the dirt, strike 1.
You know, you're pinch hit, and obviously you're looking for a fastball on first pitch. It amazes me that you go up and swing at a breaking ball in the dirt.
takes that fastball in off the plate, 1-1. And that's fouled away. Indians down to their final strike. And this Oakland crowd saluting their crew, who has just simply outplayed the Indians in every facet of the game this weekend. Fastball threw it by him, and the game's over. Oakland sweeps the Indians by a final score of 7-2. Sean Manaea, the winner, is 8-5. The loss to Trevor Bauer, he's 7-8. Oakland now 42-50, 27-21 on the year here at the Coliseum. Indians fall to 47-43, and they suffer their first 4-game losing streak in over 300 consecutive games. And they have to be really shaking their collective head, wondering what has happened coming out of the All-Star break.
Yeah, no doubt. I really thought that they were going to have a lot of energy coming in